just turned them on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Test. It's working. So I'm not going to read every slide, but it's just a brief overview of what we do in our department, how we do things, and we'll go from there. Once it's completed, I will speak about any additional funding that we've asked for and any capital items. So Cindy, you can start going through. I've just got a couple of slides of the station. And then I've got the fire chief, assistant fire chief, captain, lieutenant's job description. If you look closely on those, I've just added the beach patrol responsibilities, and for the fire chief, he's holding the title of the emergency preparedness director, so I've placed that in red. You keep rolling through, and every one of the officer positions have added the beach patrol position. Keep going, Cindy. And the next thing is our district. So this is just a brief photo of what our district looks like. If you notice, you can see Sandpiper Bay and the Ocean Ridge extends out towards Highway 17. So just to give you a little photo of the district lines. I wasn't able to get a map for you for this presentation showing the Station 1 and Station 2 districts. They are separated for EMS related calls only. So fire calls, vehicle accidents, anything where it needs additional manpower, both stations are responding. But for medical calls, the district line is actually Seaside Road, and it comes across Seaside Road, goes back onto Clubhouse Road, the Planters Ridge area. That is all Station 2 area.
Richard, why is it broken up that way in Ocean Ridge? Why is it broken up that way in Ocean Ridge?
It was originally like that because there wasn't houses in there.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, they just, for some reason, they gave us that district, but that end of the district is too far from Grissett Town Longway.
So we are the closest?
We are the closest.
Okay.
We are the closest.
And those red dots are hydrants.
Those red dots are hydrants, yes.
The other areas, we do get the fire fees from there, right?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
So all Ocean Ridge, we get all the fire fees in there?
No, only the portion that we
Cover,
have.
right.
Only the portion we cover. So emergency operations, this is just what we respond to. Fire incidents, EMS, rescue, water rescue, service calls, good intent, and hazardous weather. And we'll touch on those shortly. This is our call volume from 2017. And that's okay, quite all right. This is just a graph showing our percentage of call volume, what's what. Now keep in mind the EMS calls that we run a lot of, that includes a broad spectrum of incidents, vehicle accidents, rescue, structure collapse, any type of that. It's not just EMS related calls. And this is just an overview of what covers. This is just what the calls are. So fires encompass a lot of things, and the rescue EMS, that covers it. The vehicle accidents, water rescues, boating accidents, technical rescues, land searches, hazardous conditions, fuel spills, and so on and so forth. I won't touch base on all of that. And then this is a little statistics over the years, how our call volume is increasing. As you can see, 2016 was actually higher than 17. But please keep in mind that we had a few hurricane tropical storms coming through, and that increased our call volume if you look at the severe weather incident right there. But we've seen a gradual increase over the years. And then this is broke down monthly, and the reason I bring this up is because, as you can see, our call volume still increases somewhat over June, July, August, but it's almost year-round now. If you look at 2017 January, it shows 103 calls in January. So we're staying pretty busy year-round. We still get a small decline in calls February, March.
Okay. And you had 160 in January of 2018?
We did.
Any explanation? That was a big jump.
If you look, January is just, it's been busy. 17 was busy, and 18 we saw a big increase. So
Plus, we had nice weather.
We had beautiful weather.
Right.
And I think that plays a large part. The next slide is incident overlapping. This shows the amount of calls we have at the same time. In 2016, we had a very large increase, and again, I chalk that up to the storms, the severe weather, because all those calls are back to back to back to back. But routinely, 246 for 17. That's just 2 calls at one time where both our engines, both our stations are tied up.
Now, are these calls for, different calls for the same incident?
No,
Or
that's,
or each incident is separate?
yes, each incident's separate. Okay, here's our response time, our average response times. I'm very proud of this slide. It's 3 minutes, 30 seconds, and that's from the time we are dispatched until the time we arrive on scene. So Station 1, 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Station 2, 4 minutes, 15 seconds. The increase from Station 2 is because Station 2, they're dealing with a stoplight, the Georgetown stoplight, so that's a few second delay. And a lot of their calls are on Beach Drive, from CVS down towards Ocean Isle. So they're dealing with 2 stoplights a lot of times. So there's a slight increase there.
So if they make a left at CVS, that's Sunset Beach, that way?
Our fire district goes down into the Brunswick Builder Supply. It's a
goes
different
there.
name now. We stopped just before that.
Okay.
So all those streets, Oakland, Cottrell, Somerset, that's all ours.
Is that down to the water?
Down to the
your
water.
coastal?
Okay, the next slide, job duties. I just want to cover a couple of things that we do. Hose testing, hydrant maintenance, vehicle maintenance, station maintenance, yard work, training. Training takes up a lot of our time. The next slide, just a little detail about the hose testing. We test every section of hose once a year. It takes quite a bit of time. We have a lot of hose. We have spare hose, and each fire truck holds quite a bit of hose. The next slide is hydrant maintenance. I'm sure you all are aware we test those and maintain them once a year. Right now there's 632 hydrants in our fire district. That grows daily, especially with the Chatham Glen and the Sunset Ridge communities coming in. Vehicle maintenance, I'm sure you're aware of what we do with the equipment we have. We run it, we test it daily. Monthly, we do monthly maintenance, and we do a lot of annual maintenance. The next slide, community events. Over the last year, we did a lot of increase in reaching out within the community, doing CPR classes. We've taught quite a few. We held our first annual CPR event. We try to go to as many places that'll have us with children or doing any type of educational events. You can't see it on the bottom slide, I apologize, but Station 1 and Station 2 are child car seat certified facilities, so we've got technicians on duty every day to test and inspect car seats.
How often does that happen?
More than you think in Sunset Beach.
Really?
When we first started sending guys to receive the training, I said, well, it's Sunset Beach, not a big deal. But we see a lot of the grandparents, especially in the summer, they keep their grandchildren for a week or so. Well, they come down, hey, I had to buy this car seat. Can you come inspect it for me? No problem, come on in. And then the vacationers visit, they see us, they come on in. So I wouldn't say it's every day, but it's once or twice a week.
Okay.
Training, it's hard to put this in a few slides, but every year we have to meet requirements. For career staff and part-time staff, that's 240 hours per year, and that entails a lot of different things. Go ahead, go to the next one, please. Volunteer staff does 48 hours per year. That training includes a lot of things, a lot of the specialty things, trench, excavation. We like to be prepared. Water-based training, we've got some certified divers now. Our officers, they do a minimum of 12 hours. Okay. Staffing, I really want to touch base on the staffing. We have 17 full-time employees right now. That's 5 people, duty personnel every day. That's 5 people per ABC shift. Station 1 staffed with a captain and 2 firefighters. Station 2 is staffed with a lieutenant and 1 firefighter. Chief and assistant chief are assigned Monday through Friday. Okay. We maintain a roster of 12 part-time firefighters. That changes periodically. And they only work in the vacancy of full-time staff. So they do not work for extra or things like that. Volunteer staff, we currently have 6 volunteer staff. They respond when available to major incidents, fires, vehicle accidents, water rescues. Okay, next slide's our organizational chart. I'm sure everyone's aware of that. Put beach patrol down on the end. Population per square mile, received some data from the county on the populations per square mile, which is the density. We encompass 16.55 square miles. Our district, according to the Census Bureau, is considered suburban because we have between 500 and 1,000 population per square mile. We're the 3rd highest in Brunswick County for population per square mile. Okay. As you can see there, we're number 3. We're just behind Oak Island and Tri Beach, but we're very close to becoming that urban department. Okay. So growth of the town, I wanted to touch on that. Currently, I spoke to Cindy last week. She's got 39 open permits for the town limits, and now that includes the ETJ as well. And I was unable to get realistic figures from Brunswick County before this presentation. However, just a drive-by of the Sunset Ridge and Chatham Glen community, I'm well aware of at least 30 homes. That's not including the Beach Drive areas where there's sporadic building in that area. So that's quite a few homes being built. I want to touch base on beach patrol. I know we've went over the accommodations tax, but I just want to speak about that briefly. Daily, the fire department staff manages the beach patrol operation. So every day, myself, the captains, the officers, we're dealing in a way. So if the chief and I are not there, not working on the weekends, our captains, our lieutenants, our firefighters are dealing with beach patrol. And what I mean by that, call outs, you can back up one second, sorry. The call outs, they have to take out medical supplies if they run out, sunscreen, things of that nature. If a vehicle, one of our vehicles, has some type of malfunction, we have to go out there and address it and fix it. They are also in charge of supervising, making sure these guys are doing what they're supposed to be. So the command staff assists with the hiring, testing, and the training. Okay. So the fire staff, well, before I go that far, the beach patrol staff, they're responsible for cleaning their own machine. So daily they come in, they fuel the machine, they clean it. Once a week, fire staff cleans it, does a healthy cleaning, and then annually, prior to the season, fire staff goes over each machine. They do the sandblasting, the repainting, as I spoke about earlier. Okay? So, get started on the budget here. First thing I've asked for is administrative assistant, 30 hours a week to help out at the firehouse. Number one thing is the community outreach. We do a lot of, as you saw in the service calls earlier, we do a lot of installation of smoke detectors, testing smoke detectors, changing batteries. We have a scheduling issue, excuse me, a scheduling issue with that. That would be a number one priority for administrative assistant. We would like to dive into the social media. That's something that we've attempted, but we haven't got there yet on the social media post, and just overall helping around the office.
Should be located at Firehouse 1?
Yes.
Excuse me.
We handle a lot of phone calls, a lot of questions, a lot of requests over the phone we get. The next thing.
Who does this stuff now?
Everyone. Mostly it's on the chief or myself, but the station staff helps out with that a lot. We all try to grab the phone if we can and schedule meetings, schedule especially the smoke detector installations, the battery test. When people call, they call and say, hey, I'm going to be in next Thursday. Can